Hi everybody, welcome to All About You, where I personalize my content as much as I can for you guys. So let's get started. Today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I cover my under eye bags. The reason why I'm calling them bags is because I have bags. I don't have ordinary dark circle. I do not have little darkness under my eyes. I have bags. My skin here is literally sunken in, which makes it much more challenging than covering your normal usual darkness around your eyes. Sometimes I feel like they should have made a primer which literally fills this area up so you can just get rid of it, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So let's get started. Actually, before I get started, I want to also tell you about a few problems that I faced so that this video can be in a very, it can give you a little better perception or perspective. So the number one problem that I was facing was graying. Whichever concealer I used, I experimented with a lot of shades, I experimented with a lot of brands. At a point I used to think that you need very high-end concealers to actually conceal your bags properly, but that definitely wasn't the case. Actually, the one I use right now is a drugstore product. You'll see in the video. The second problem that I was facing is creasing. Now, to be completely honest with you guys, creasing will happen no matter what. So I do have some wrinkles under my eyes, and it's very natural. It doesn't mean anything, and we should just start dealing with things like these. After a certain point of time, after you apply your makeup, these crease lines will appear no matter what, because I mean, for me it does, and I haven't found any solution which actually completely gets rid of it. And to be honest, it's not that noticeable unless somebody really comes up very close to your face. So yeah, these are the two main problems I was dealing with. Also, if you guys are looking for very long-term solutions of making these areas much more brighter, you need to start understanding how your body works. For example, the reason for my under eye bags or dark circles to just flare up is if I don't get enough sleep. So if I have 1 week of good sleep and then it just takes me 1 day of bad sleep to get these babies back up full on, like full to full. So yeah, and I also remember, well, I'm saying remember because I don't exercise anymore. I do not have the time to. But when I used to exercise, because I think because of the blood rush, my face used to look more brighter, more healthier. So these things definitely make your dark circles look way brighter and way healthier. Yeah, so let's get into the video without any further delay. Okay guys, it's time to cover these babies up. I have applied a very light layer of foundation on my skin except for the part under my eyes. I start with hydrating my under eyes with the simple eye cream from Biotique. I really like this cream. It's very affordable and it just does the job. I know there are many eye creams in the market and mostly they're on the higher range if you really want that smooth hydration, but I feel like any moisturizer will also do the job. So if you don't have eye cream, you can always choose a very nice hydrating moisturizer, but make sure your under eyes are always hydrated. I also dab on the product and don't really spread it out so my skin can absorb the product well, because the skin around this area is very sensitive. I'm totally not gonna cut that part out of me dropping the primer, but yeah, the next step is primer. To be very honest, most of the time I do not even use a primer. I just directly go with the color correction, etc. Because I feel like I've tried many primers and I don't think that they have made a very large difference. I do see some crease lines always after a while, but obviously this does help to extent, but personally I have not seen a huge difference and you can do without it. The next step is color correction. I feel this is the most important step in your entire routine. You need to sort of cancel the graying effect by using the proper shade of color correction. I use orange because that's what fits my skin tone perfectly. Also make sure that you apply very little product. Don't go all out. I've seen people applying like a lot of color correction. That also does not really work out in the end. Just apply minimal product just so that the color can get cancelled, like the graying can get cancelled, and you're good to go. Next step, which is applying your concealer. I use the one from Wet n Wild. I think the consistency is very nice because it sits well on my skin. It's not very lightweight and it's not too creamy as well. I don't know why I'm showing the product so many times, but you guys get the point. I make sure I first start applying it where my dark circles start. I think this is so important. All the videos I see usually start by putting concealer right below your eyes, but for people like me, if you have like literally bags or big dark circles, I feel it's very important to first conceal the area where that, you know, that line starts. Also, if you see, there's a portion of darkness which is caused because my skin is going in. You need to make sure you cover that as well. As you approach closer to your eye, you apply lesser product and let the concealer sit in your skin for some time before you completely start blending it out. So after you've put concealer this way, I start dabbing on the product onto my skin. Again, I'm not really spreading it. I'm making sure I just pat it into place so the concealer doesn't move and the color of the concealer sits properly on my skin tone. Make sure you start by covering your the line where your bags start, or however you want to call it, but you guys get the point. I feel that is very important to have that fuller look. I honestly feel like they should come up with primers which like lift your circles up. That would be like a very ideal situation, but yep, we gotta work with what we have. After I've blended it out, you can see it's made quite a lot of difference, but I can still see some graying, so I top it out with some powder. Now I use two shades here because if I go with the shade my color, it looks very orange, and if I go with a shade which is very light, the graying just gets amplified. So I mix the two shades that I have, but if you guys have a shade which matches your skin tone perfectly, that can work as well. The same thing goes with the powder. Now with the powder, I actually apply it like another layer of concealer. I put it in place, I don't really spread it, and I don't remove it later, usually how baking is done. You can see the difference both the sides have with and without powder. I'm just going to do the other eye off camera and I'm going to complete my whole makeup look so you guys can get an idea. And boom, that's it. I just completed my makeup, very light, simple makeup, so you can see how it looks with everything coming in together. I'm gonna make another video how I use different branded concealers and make it suitable to my skin, how I mix 2-3 things and just make it work. I'm excited for that video actually, and if you guys have any other recommendations, please do drop a comment below. Let's stop with the slow-mo because I think it's getting too much, and end the video right here. I hope you guys like it, so please share, like, subscribe, show some love. Bye.